For more on the situation in Gaza, I'm joined from Massachusetts by Scott Bates. He's the president of the Center for National Policy. Scott, the 72-hour ceasefire held for a second day. Is this a sign of progress as far as you're concerned?
Well, I think it really is, and it's really in the self-interest of both parties to try and extend this situation. This will be called the accidental war in history, I think, because neither side was really looking for this, and it's become harder and harder to disengage. So this two-day period has been very important to establish a calm period that just might be extended.
And Scott, you said both parties, and then we just heard from Otto that there are still disagreements within the Palestinian factions. This complicates matters even more, doesn't it?
Well, it really does. You know, the Israelis have every reason to end this conflict. They've taken some losses, and there are political strains inside of Netanyahu's coalition right now. But it's nothing compared to inside of the Palestinian Authority. They were just starting to get a national unity government going, and now that is in serious jeopardy because Hamas has taken such a beating. Inside Gaza, Hamas, I would say, is not entirely in control of its own territory. There's some Islamic Jihad and other factions that will want to stir the pot, so it's going to take a little bit of Israeli patience here with Hamas, and that's not always easy, but if they want to get a lasting ceasefire, they just might have to let one or two rockets land without retaliating.
You just pointed out all the different pieces in this puzzle. How do you stitch all of that together?
Well, it's really hard, and this is the problem, is that once the conflict gets going, it takes on a momentum of its own. The dynamic changes entirely. So what you have now is Hamas not really controlling the entire situation and the rise of even more extreme groups inside of Gaza and the political pressure inside of Israel that led to the actions. Now that's backtracking a bit. So, you know, when both sides look at this, and I'm talking about Hamas and the Israeli government, they have every reason to try and make this hold. And I think the best development for regional stability is the involvement of the Egyptians in this process. They've been a very important player to date, and I think it's great that they're engaging in this situation.
What about the lifting of the blockade?
Well, I think that's got to happen. You know, the pressure from the international community on Israel is starting to take a toll. Already the UK is looking at maybe holding back some arms sales if this doesn't hold. And the pressure inside of Europe in particular for the lifting of the blockade is increasing. So again, I think it's in Israel's interest to get the goods flowing, especially the humanitarian aid, as fast as possible. It's hard, though, because they've got to answer to their own people and say, look, none of this will be used for the tunnels, 30 of which have been smashed in the offensive, and none of it will be used to kill Israeli civilians.
Scott Bates joining us from Massachusetts. Thank you.